DayZ has no story, no official end goal, which means there are a lot of valid and different playstyles and approaches towards this game. This led to one of the most important and unique aspects of this game, and this is the almost infinite amounts of community mods and servers, because as you know, your DayZ experience highly depends on the server that you choose to play on. And in this video I will talk about the most important and prominent playstyles of DayZ players and the archetypes that hide behind them. And I will also tell you what your playstyle tells me about you as a person. The first and most prominent playstyle is the beginner/casual player, because that is how we all start out. And if you're a casual player, then you enjoy the game for what it actually is, which is a survival game that tries to be realistic. Which means that you mostly play on the normal vanilla survival servers, and you play this game because it is something different, it is unique, and it is a much needed escape from other modern video games and from real life in general. If you are a casual DayZ player and just like the setting, then this basically means that you like challenges, because this game is very hard, especially in the beginning. You're also very patient, rational and analytic, because that is what you need to be to survive and thrive in DayZ. Apart from that, you also have a higher than normal attention span, because this is definitely needed for the normal casual DayZ experience, because for the majority of the time you just walk from point A to point B. So congratulations to that. Pretty important in this day and age. And on a deeper level, the theme of DayZ is actually trust, anxiety and fear. And that is also why you like this post-apocalyptic setting of DayZ so much, because it reminds you of your beliefs about this world, which are essentially that you cannot trust it and it is unsafe. Yeah, so that is why you like the setting so much. If you're interested in psychology and your subconscious and how this relates to DayZ, then please check out one of my latest videos, which is actually called the Psychology of DayZ. And if you're actually a new beginner DayZ player, then please enjoy this time right now, because it is actually the most fun. You don't take it too serious and you get to know and get to discover the world of DayZ. And trust me, I know it is hard in the beginning, but the more you play, the faster you learn and the easier it will get to survive in this game. And if you have mastered the basics, then a whole new world opens up, because there are a lot of servers which give you a vastly different experience. Another very important and prominent archetype is the loot goblin, because loot plays an essential part in DayZ, and that is why we all start out as little loot goblins and pick up everything that we find and hoard loot that we don't need. But a real loot goblin does this differently, because he knows what you need and what you don't. He knows every item in the game, knows the map and the server in and out, and probably has the most amount of experience in the group. Because a real loot goblin still loves loot, but his end goal is to acquire as much of the best loot as possible. So 1 or 2 weapons are not enough, you need hundreds of them. And this makes them one of the most important but often overlooked members of the group, because they are actually the backbone of the team and provide the gear that everyone else is using. So if you're a loot goblin, you like to play and loot alone, but not all the time, because what is even more important to you is the group that you play in, because without a group, a loot goblin wouldn't be complete. And the majority of the time they're actually quite selfless and don't even play the good loot that they looted, and instead are letting their teammates use it. So in some scenarios, loot goblins actually have a problem with people pleasing. If that is the case for you, then give this video a like now. And on a deeper psychological and subconscious level, their main issue actually is providing and safety, most likely because they didn't experience it in the past and in their childhood. And that is why those types of players now are compensating that with this playstyle. So if you're a loot goblin, thank you for your service, but actually stop people pleasing and get more selfish. And the next big and prominent playstyle or archetype actually highly benefits from the loot goblin, because this is the PvP enjoyer. Because of the fact that getting good equipment in this game takes a lot of time, PvP is very intense and induces real fear and a lot of adrenaline, which can get quite addictive, and this is precisely the main motivation of the PvP enjoyer. They like to get into fights, they like to win, they like to dominate, and they hate to lose. And this makes them do a lot of stuff that normal people or players don't understand, because they spend hours on deathmatch servers, play with weird settings and filters, and most likely stretch their game to absurd amounts just to get an edge over the other player. So subconsciously, PvP focused players want to deal with the world and the problems in it by actually becoming the best and by winning over everyone. And as you can probably tell, that is simply not possible, which leads to frustration. Another subconscious reason and motivation behind playing DayZ is then that a lot of this aggression is actually suppressed in the real life, and you can use DayZ to safely express it, which obviously makes you feel good. But as we all know, PvP focused players are the best, don't have an ego problem, and definitely do not take this game too serious. And before we continue with the last and one of the most important playstyles, I would highly appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Also, please tell me what you believe your main archetype is and what you believe about this topic in general. And the last archetype for this video is the troll. They understood the true nature of DayZ, and that is that it's a video game and you shouldn't take it too serious. So their main goal is to have fun, which is actually a very good way of dealing with the grim and dark world of DayZ and the real world as well. But some trolls take it a bit too far and are pretty sadistic and just like to induce chaos. You all know what players I'm talking about, but in the end, those type of players are what also make this game very fun and entertaining, and trolls are actually very good and entertaining content creators. Subconsciously, troll players like and thrive on attention, no matter if it's positive or negative, but they like the social aspect of DayZ. And for the majority of the time, their love language is actually to annoy and to nag the people they like the most. In the end, if you're a troll player, please take this game a bit more serious. Your teammates will be very thankful. But on the flip side of that, you make this game way more enjoyable and fun because the majority of the player base takes it way too serious. So that was my take on the most prominent and important playstyles and archetypes of players that you can find in DayZ. And also a big shout out to Camo, who made this video, which I saw a couple of months ago, which inspired me to do this video because I wanted to talk about the psychology and different playstyles for a long time, and yeah, that is why I made this video. Please let me know what you think. Also let me know your prominent archetype and let me know what archetypes I missed and which I have to include in another video, because that is actually what I noticed while researching and writing the script, that there are a lot more archetypes, but I firstly wanted to cover the most important and prominent ones. But if you like what you see, I will definitely make a new episode. And yeah, other than that, as per usual, thank you for your time, thank you for watching, have a beautiful day, and yeah, see ya, bye bye.
Nah, we don't take no losses, stop it, you know that we straight young bosses, see it, we want it, we